What if the secret to staying strong, active, and full of life at 62 isn't extreme dieting or brutal workouts, but simply enjoying movement every single day? While many people slow down with age, one former Olympic underdog is still skiing, swimming, dancing, and training with unstoppable energy. His story proves that age is not the limit, your mindset is. Eddie the Eagle was never a typical athlete. When he stepped onto the world stage at the 1988 Winter Olympics in Calgary, he wasn't the polished, lifelong competitor that most Olympians are. Most elite athletes begin training in childhood, spending decades perfecting their craft. Eddie, whose real name is Michael Edwards, had only trained for just under 2 years before competing. In that short period, he endured broken bones, including his jaw, collarbone, ribs, and even his skull. Yet despite finishing last in the competition, he made history. At the 1988 Winter Olympics, he became the first athlete ever to represent Great Britain in Olympic ski jumping. He set a British record with a 73.5-meter jump and won the hearts of millions around the world. He was fearless, determined, and unapologetically different. That same determination continues to define him today. Now 62 years old, Eddie remains remarkably active. While many people his age are thinking about slowing down or retiring, he continues skiing whenever possible, swimming, dancing, cycling, running, and even practicing Pilates. He also spends much of his time delivering motivational speeches, inspiring audiences with his story of resilience and belief. When asked how he maintains such impressive fitness in his 60s, his answer is surprisingly simple. If you enjoy what you are doing, it never feels like work. For him, movement is not punishment. It is not obligation. It is joy. One of his strongest pieces of advice is incredibly accessible: walk more. He believes in taking every opportunity to move. Walk up the stairs instead of using the elevator. Park farther away. Take the longer route. Even short walks throughout the day add up. Research consistently shows that walking reduces the risk of cardiovascular disease, certain cancers, and premature death. As people age, maintaining daily movement becomes critical for protecting heart health and preserving independence. However, experts caution that walking alone is not enough. Gokul Yesadharan, head of personal training at Virgin Active, explains that while walking is beneficial, it does not place enough resistance on the joints and muscles to prevent age-related decline. Without resistance training, muscles weaken, bone density decreases, and balance can suffer. To increase the effectiveness of walking, adding intensity can help. Walking at a brisk pace, incorporating hills, or even wearing a light-weighted vest can challenge the body further. While a weighted vest might look unusual in public, the added resistance helps maintain muscle strength and joint stability. As Yesadharan humorously notes, seeing an 80-year-old confidently walking with a weighted vest would be something to applaud. Beyond walking, Eddie strongly believes in variety. He does not limit himself to one activity. He skis when possible, dances for fun, runs for endurance, cycles for stamina, swims for low-impact conditioning, and practices Pilates for core strength and flexibility. This variety is not random. It is strategic, even if unintentionally so. A long-term study conducted by researchers at Harvard University followed more than 100,000 people over 3 decades. The findings revealed that individuals who varied their physical activity had nearly a 20% lower risk of early death compared to those who stuck to only one form of exercise. Variety challenges different muscle groups, improves coordination, and reduces overuse injuries. It also prevents boredom, which is often the biggest obstacle to consistency. As we age, muscle mass naturally declines in a process known as sarcopenia. For men especially, testosterone levels decrease over time, making it more difficult to build new muscle tissue. This is why strength training becomes increasingly important after age 40 and even more critical after 50. Resistance exercises, whether using weights, resistance bands, or bodyweight movements, preserve muscle mass, protect bone density, and maintain metabolic health. Yesadharan emphasizes gym-based resistance training as one of the most effective tools for healthy aging. Strength training supports posture, prevents falls, and keeps everyday activities manageable. Simple movements like squats, lunges, push-ups, and rows can dramatically improve long-term function. Pilates and dancing offer additional benefits that are often overlooked. These activities enhance proprioception, the body's awareness of its position in space. Improved proprioception reduces fall risk, which becomes a major concern with age. Falls are one of the leading causes of injury among older adults, and improving balance and coordination can significantly lower that risk. Swimming is another excellent option, particularly for agging joints. It provides cardiovascular conditioning without high impact. Cycling offers endurance training while minimizing joint stress. Each activity serves a different purpose, and together they create a comprehensive fitness foundation. Eddie's approach is not about intensity alone. It is about consistency and enjoyment. When exercise feels like punishment, people quit. When it feels rewarding, people return. The endorphin response, often called the feel-good hormone release, reinforces behavior. Enjoyment fuels sustainability. There is also a powerful psychological component to his lifestyle. Continuing to challenge himself physically reinforces a growth mindset. Instead of identifying as someone who is agging and declining, he identifies as someone who is still learning, improving, and exploring. Staying active at 62 does not mean training like a 25-year-old athlete. It means adapting intelligently. It means prioritizing recovery, mobility, and joint health. It means listening to the body while still pushing it appropriately. The larger message behind his story is that age does not automatically dictate decline. Lifestyle choices matter profoundly. Movement preserves independence. Strength protects dignity. Variety keeps the body adaptable. Joy keeps the habit alive. In a society where sedentary lifestyles are common and convenience often replaces activity, his example is refreshing. You do not need Olympic talent to stay active. You need commitment to movement and a willingness to enjoy the process. Whether it is walking upstairs, joining a dance class, swimming laps, lifting weights, practicing Pilates, or cycling through your neighborhood, the key is to keep moving. Small daily efforts compound over time. The human body thrives on challenge. When challenged consistently and intelligently, it responds with strength, resilience, and vitality. At 62, Eddie the Eagle is not defined by finishing last at the Olympics. He is defined by continuing to move forward, literally and figuratively. His fitness philosophy is simple, accessible, and powerful. Find movement you love and never stop.